We welcome you to Texas Motor Speedway, long known for its high banks, high speeds, and high drama. Where today, the Indy Racing League's Menards Infiniti Pro Series cars are set to compete in the Firestone 100. 2005 is shaping up to be the most competitive season ever for the Menards Infiniti Pro Series. 4 different racetracks, 4 different winners. Today, a new degree of difficulty awaits drivers as they try to conquer the high banks and high speeds of Texas Motor Speedway. Will a new winner emerge? Round 5 is next.
Well, there's been 4 races this year. We've had 4 different winners. One driver that hasn't won yet, Wade Cunningham, one of the most aggressive drivers on the series. You've been top 4 every single time. 2 second places today, starting from the 4th position. What's it going to take for you to win?
No, I think you're going to have to time the drafting right around here. You know, it's a big place, and the draft plays a very large role in this track. Timing, I think, is going to be the biggest influence of the race. You know, when to take it to the front, when not to, when to settle down, and when to work together. I think you're going to need like a good teammate with you, running in line to create the air pocket to run to the front.
He says, well, he's got to go for it, and at Indy he did just that. He went right to the front in the first corner. We'll see if he does it here today. The 2003 karting world champion.
Okay, yeah, Cameron, parity in victory lane, 4 different winners, and parity in the point standings. Take a look at the differential there. 8 points separating Travis Gregg from Wade Cunningham, 39 separating the top 5 after 4 of 14 events here in the Menards Infiniti Pro Series point standings. Take a look at our starting lineup. Travis Gregg picking up his 3rd pole of the year, riding on board with him on a Lucas Oil onboard camera. Alongside him, his teammate Chris Festa in the Western Union Care-Centric machine. Row 2, Jaime Camara, freshman that win in Indianapolis. And there's our points leader, Wade Cunningham. Row 3, reigning sprint car champion Jay Drake, Nick Bussell, the road racer. Row 4, welcome back Ari Lyondike Jr. Driving now for Brian Stewart Racing. Beside him, Marty Roth, another doubleheader this year at Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the month of May. Jeff Simmons was a runner-up here a couple of years ago at Texas in the 24 car. Beside him, PJ Abbott making his first start here in 2005. And in row 6, the Phoenix winner, John Herb out of Orlando, Florida in the Aircon machine. And Robbie Buell, keys to success here at Texas Motor Speedway today.
Well, there's a lot of different keys to success, but I think one thing, can Wade Cunningham get his breakthrough win here? He's got a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum. He's been on the podium the last 3 prior events to this. Also, we got 24 degrees of banking here. This banking creates a great equalizer amongst the handling of these race cars. And then we got the dominance of the Sam Schmidt cars. They've qualified 1, 2, and 3 for this event. So let's see if these guys work together from the green flag.
All right, indeed, Sam Schmidt, all 3 cars up at the front of the field. There's a Lucas Oil onboard camera for Travis Gregg, our pole sitter. 3rd pole of the year. He won from the pole, leading 67 of 88 laps. And there is PJ Abbott, and that is the Tan Rio onboard camera for the Sam Schmidt Motorsports team. And PJ starting back outside of row 5 in 10th position. Here we down for the green flag. Texas Motor Speedway underway for the Menards Infiniti Pro Series cars.
Yeah, the one guy to watch there, the red and black car on the high side of the racetrack, that is Wade Cunningham, who we talked about, and he led from the 5th starting spot and was leading into turn 1 at Indianapolis, so he's going to show some muscle early.
And you heard Cameron Steele talking to him, saying, hey, we're going to make a move early on. And old Tony Kanaan, that TK move that Kanaan made at Phoenix in the early lap. Let's see what Wade Cunningham can do here on the banking at Texas.
Yeah, and there that's Chris Festa in the Western Union car, and that's Wade. Wade had a little bit of a run on him, but the one thing here is when you have one car in front of you and you pull up behind that, when you pop out into that other, onto the high side, it's almost like hitting a wall. You're hitting a wall of air, where when you're right behind a car, he's poking a hole in that air for you, and that kind of sucks you along, and that's what the draft is. And the more cars that work together, the faster you go. One car pokes a hole in there, another car pokes a hole kind of behind you.
And speaking of poking, there's Jay Drake looking on the outside. Takes a sneak up behind the 33 car of Wade Cunningham. 4 cars trying to pull away, but there's 2 by 2 behind him. As Travis Gregg continues to lead, behind him is Festa. Then comes Cunningham looking to the high side.
Yep, and look at there. He is alongside of Chris Festa in the red and black car. Can he get the pass done? Remember, when you go to the high side of the racetrack, you also are going a longer distance. Right now, Chris Festa's coming back at him. They're side by side at the start-finish line. You do have, well, look at there. Jay Drake is looking high, looking low. He's like, which one of these guys am I going to get behind and kind of push along?
Now, if you're Jay Drake and you know this is a highly banked racetrack, where do you go, inside or outside?
Well, I like the high side. And, you know, it all depends sometimes when there's an opening. A lot of times guys like to protect the white line, the shortest way around here, and they don't give you an opening. So you got to think high side. But he had an opening to go low. And look, he's in 3rd place right now, Jay Drake.
Takes the 3rd spot away. We were in the early laps here of the Texas 100 on the high bank Texas Motor Speedway. Top 5, Cunningham, Bustle, Drake, Festa, and Travis Gregg, your pole sitter, is your leader. And back at Texas Motor Speedway, early laps of the Texas 100 Menards Infiniti Pro Series event. That's the look backward from our leader Travis Gregg's Lucas Oil onboard camera. His teammate Chris Festa behind him, along with IndyCar expert and analyst Robbie Buell. I'm Jerry Punch. Glad to have you with us. And Robbie, you talked about how important the draft is. How about teamwork? The 2 Sam Schmidt cars, how effective is that going to be here at Texas?
Well, it is teamwork. What those guys want to do is they want to hook up and go nose to tail, and they want to make it hard for Jay Drake, who's there in 3rd place, and behind him, Wade Cunningham. If those guys stay together, stay at the bottom, the guys that are trying to get by him, that being Jay Drake, they have to go the long way around. That's the high side.
Someone hasn't told Jay Drake that with the draft you can't pass her. He believes he can pass her, but I think this car is really dialed in.
It is, and I talked to Larry Curry prior to this, and they feel very good about some of the changes they've made to this race car. And Jay says, hey, I can stick my nose right behind the car in front of me, and it doesn't wash up the racetrack. Sometimes when you do that, you put your nose right on the gearbox of somebody else in front of you. It takes all the air off the front of your car, and it washes up the racetrack. He says that is not happening to his race car.
Well, kudos to Larry Curry and that crew from Vision Racing. They have gotten Jay Drake dialed in there. Now here comes Wade Cunningham. Can they make it 4 wide? Drake right on that right rear tire of Chris Festa in the Western Union machine. Great action here in the Menards Infiniti Pro Series. Travis Gregg, the leader. He won at Homestead in the opener. He has led every lap, but he has been challenged lap after lap by his teammate Festa. And now comes the Silver Crown champion, the 4-time USAC champion. Jay Drake is there. Behind him is the points leader, Cunningham.
Yeah, and you know, Travis Gregg, who's leading this race, he finished 2nd here last year to Tiago, our champion. And it was just that view that Chris Festa has, his teammate, right behind him the whole day. They stayed on the bottom last year, and they finished 1st and 2nd.
Next weekend, the Menards Infiniti Pro Series makes a return trip to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the inaugural Liberty Challenge. It'll be the 2nd time in less than a month the Pro Series will race at the Brickyard. Back in May, it was the Grand Oval, but this time it's the highly demanding 2.6-mile road course. It's the first time a race series will compete on both Indy circuits. A test gave drivers a taste of the high-speed straights and twists that make up the 13-turn track. For drivers, 2 races at Indy means 2 chances at making history.
Oh, I can't wait to get back. I mean, I'm a road racer, and to be perfectly honest, that track, the road course there in Indy is my favorite road course I've ever driven.
Running at Indy is going to be special, and you know, it doesn't hurt that it's in front of the whole world.
I love this track only because you get the feel for an oval, you know, except you're turning right, but you know, you're hauling the mail into 1 here, and basically it's just all about mechanical grip, you know, for the infield.
Well, you can see all the action of the inaugural Liberty Challenge Tuesday, June 21st, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. A full hour of coverage from the world capital of racing, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, right here on ESPN2. That should be a great one. The first time ever on a 2.6-mile, 13-turn road course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Menards Infiniti Pro Series cars. Great action here, lap 33, as we approach the halfway point here of the Texas 100. Our pole sitter, Travis Gregg, trying to hold off a gaggle of cars. We had 7 cars within about 5 car lengths to the leader a moment ago.
Yeah, and it has been some fantastic racing. And the 2 Sam Schmidt cars out front, they are staying on the bottom of this racetrack, and they're making it hard for everybody else to go around. We've seen Jay Drake, we've seen Wade Cunningham. They're making bids at trying to get up there to the 2nd and 1st position. And what happens is when they get a run and a draft, they pop out, they hit that wall of air, and it just slows them down, and they can't finish the pass, and they got to tuck in. What's happened when all that's gone on is Nick Bussell in the black car is bunched up with that pack, so we got a great battle for the lead.
Yeah, great run by Nick Bussell in the JL West Motorsports machine. He now has caught that pack to make it a 6-car battle. Now, what about the winner at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Futaba Freedom 100? That's Jaime Camara. He is struggling. Let's check in his pits with Cameron.
Well, Doc, I just talked to Tim Neff, the chief engineer for Sam Schmidt Motorsports. He said that Jaime had a big moment on lap number 1. He was in the draft, and his car got real loose. He's trying to get back in the rhythm, but Jaime's been saying his car is not working around other cars.
Jaime 3rd overall in the point standings. We showed you the top of the show. Only 39 points separate the top 5. Here once again, Jay Drake, driver out of Valverde, California, the Vision Racing Machine. Coming off his career best finish at Indianapolis. Drake is there.
Yeah, and look at Nick Bussell is poking on the high side as Jay's trying to go by Wade Cunningham in the red and black car. Now earlier, what I saw Jay Drake wipe his visor, so I don't know what that was with regards to if he's just picking up some debris from the car in front of him, but I saw his hand come across his visor to wipe that. So I don't know if that means there's somebody's putting something on the track. I don't know. And
also Ari Leindyke now sliding into the picture. He becomes a factor. Leindyke driving the 3-car top left side of your screen now. He is being shown back in the 6th position, so the 2nd generation Leindyke now moving in on the top 5. Great racing action as we are just beyond the halfway point here at Texas Motor Speedway. In the Menards Infiniti Pro Series, Bussell, Cunningham, Drake, Festa, and Travis Gregg continues to lead. Great action, Texas Motor Speedway style. Texas 100 Menards Infiniti Pro Series cars, the official stepping stone, the ladder series to groom the future IndyCar Series stars of tomorrow. And what a great event. We've got Travis Gregg holding on, his teammate Festa fending off everyone behind him. And now Wade Cunningham is retaking the 3rd spot. As you look back from the Lucas Oil onboard camera, that is Gregg you're riding with, Festa behind him in the Western Union Care-centric machine. Behind him, the red car is Wade Cunningham, the New Zealander, and sliding high, the Vision Motorsports machine for Jay Drake.
Yeah, indeed. This is great racing, and part of what this series is all about is getting out here on these high banks and seeing what your car can do. When's the right time to make a move? When does it hurt you? When does it
nearly
help you?
Contact there just a moment ago. Sorry, Robbie. As way up across the racetrack went Drake. He nearly got into the back of Cunningham, and that backed up the 21 car there of Bussell.
Well, you know, as long as these guys all stay in line like this, Nick Bussell will repack right up with these guys. When you have 2 cars going side by side in front of you, that slows them down. You can get right there. And he's already right on the back of Jay Drake there, Nick Bussell in the black car, so we'll see.
How do you gather it back up? I mean, the car just abruptly took a right up across the racetrack.
Yeah, and that's strictly a function of somebody taking the arrow off the front of the car. But, you know, remember at the top hour we talked about the 24-degree banking here and it being a great equalizer. What we mean by that is all that banking helps these cars mechanically get through the corner. So if your car isn't handling quite as well as you would like it, the banking makes up for that. So it really provides, you know, it's another source of parity amongst competitors, and that's where you get this great racing at a place like Texas.
We told you we have 4 different winners in the first 4 events of the year. Travis Gregg, who was our leader, now won the opener at Homestead Miami Speedway, leading 67 laps, but the other cars behind him in the top 5, Festa, Cunningham, Drake, and Bussell, and Leindyke back in 6th. None of those drivers have ever won a Menards Infiniti Pro Series race. They are hungry.
They are hungry. And the guy that I think has really done a great job to this point is Chris Festa. He's the guy in 2nd place. He's the one that has had Jay Drake and Wade Cunningham beating his doors down, looking at the outside, looking on the inside. Travis Gregg, he knows Festa's his teammate, and hopefully he isn't going to do anything stupid to hurt him. But things are changing right now. Wade, There you go. He's on the inside. He's been trying to get on the inside all day up. Got the door shut. Had to go back.
Cunningham couldn't hold on to it there. Festa opened the door, as you said, Robbie, and he had an opening. Now he may lose another spot to Bustle.
Yeah, and obviously he got down low there. His car probably washed up the track a little bit, and he had to dump the throttle. And when you dump the throttle, you lose the momentum, and look where he went back to.
15 laps to go. The front three, Greg, Festa, and Jay Drake, as now Festa looks to the outside.
Oh, man.
Battle for the lead here. Can Festa take on his teammate? Remember, we told you, the 19-year-old on the left of your screen has never won.
Yeah,
they're side by side.
This is going to shake it up. These guys, the Sam Schmidt cars, were working together, nose to tail. Now it's all been shaken up, and Jay Drake's back there going, I've been waiting for this to happen.
And the yellow is being waved down trackside. Yellow on the racetrack as they are side by side.
Yeah, and that is P.J. Abbott. Looks like he's done something with his left front. Just
okay,
folded
PJ?
back there.
Yeah, I'm fine.
And
that limiter caught it, buddy.
They were on board with him, so he's okay.
The limiter caught it. And, I was trying what I could. The limiter caught it into the turn.
All right, P.J. Abbott, the reason for the yellow out of Grand Prairie, Texas, as the safety crews come up. Let's check in the pits of Jay Drake and see what's going on with Larry Curry, his chief engineer and crew chief. Cameron?
Well, Larry, the question here is, I know you were saying there was some blocking it looked like going on. Are you surprised to see that Chris Festa went for a pass on his teammate, Travis Gregg?
I was elated that he finally decided to race the guy instead of following him around, because Jay had 3 or 4 runs on him, and he just would move up and take the line away. I mean, I know they're teammates and stuff, but we all need to go race each other.
Back to the green flag racing here. Laps winding down, 9 to go. And as you heard Larry Curry a moment ago, he said, we got to have some help in drafting. Those front 2 Schmidt cars working together a little too well, maybe, for his liking.
Well, that all may have just changed because Travis Gregg had a great restart, and he's gapped himself and his teammate, Chris Festa. And there you got Jay Drake looking on the outside of Festa. So the plan of the Schmidt cars working together may have just gone out the window on that restart.
Here is Drake trying to go by. Can he make the pass? If he can get by, he may have a shot to reel in the leader. Now, can he hold it up there? Jay Drake on the high side. The 19-year-old Festa on the inside. Festa's moving back by a car length.
Another car inside.
Wow, Festa's car is really great on the bottom side of the racetrack there. And look there's Wade Cunningham now in the 3rd spot right on the gearbox of Festa.
That's what Larry Curry told Cameron Steele. If we can just get Cunningham and Drake to work together, we might have a shot. But right now, Festa's doing a great job of holding the position. But those 3 cars are reeling in. Travis Gregg here, the leader, with now 7 laps to go.
No, you're right. They're going to get right on the back of Travis Gregg. 3 cars running nose to tail can run faster than one.
Looking good.
They have caught him now. The question is, catching him is one thing, passing him something else. We'll see what Cunningham has to say.
Yeah, and the orders from the Sam Schmidt team. The orders from the Sam Schmidt team are for Travis Gregg and Chris Festa to stay just like they are.
Stay like you are, and we'll finish 1-2. Drafting so important. Robbie Buell told you at the top of our show, the IndyCar veteran, how important the draft here is the 24-degree banks of Texas Motor Speedway. Travis Gregg has led since the drop of the green flag. He was the pole sitter. Has led 61 laps. 6 to go as they flash by. Make it 5 next time by.
Yeah, and Wade Cunningham in the 3rd position in the red and black car. He was right on the gearbox of Chris Festa, but he just didn't have enough momentum to carry that by him. Now now Chris Festa popping to the high side there. I don't think that's part of the plan. Okay, now he tucked back in behind. But if Chris starts racing with Travis Gregg, that's when Jay Drake and Wade Cunning, they're going to say, yeehaw, here we come, boys.
5 to go, Travis, 5 to go.
All right, here we go. 4 to go now that time by. As you saw, now if Chris Festa makes a move, he almost started to make a move a moment ago when the yellow came out for the spin by P.J. Abbott, and that opened the door for these guys, Cunningham and Drake and company. Nick Bustle is there. 5 cars, you could almost put a blanket over them. They have come back together here with 4 laps to go. One mistake by Travis Gregg, and someone's going to get their first win in the Menards Infiniti Pro Series.
Make them go around the outside. We just heard that, and we saw a little opportunity for Wade to look on the inside of Chris Festa, but then he shut the door. If you open the inside lane, I think that's, that is going to be the opportunity for somebody to get by. And right now, that's, Chris Fest, I think, wants to win this race. I don't think he's happy sitting behind his teammate from what we're seeing right there, the way he's poking his nose on the high side.
I stand corrected, by the way. Festa was able to get by Greg and was labeled a leader in one lap early on, so Travis Gregg has not led every single lap. 2 to go. White flag next time by.
Now, keep in mind, these guys are running flat out, and they're doing average speeds of 187 miles an hour.
Here goes Festa on the outside of Greg, coming for the white flag. He has never won a race. We have 4 different winners in 4 races. Can he hang on now? Team orders go away.
They sure do. And look at that. There's Wade Cunningham. He's gotten to the 2nd spot, and that's going to shuffle Festa back to the 3rd spot.
Now can Wade Cunningham hold on? Can Wade Cunningham get a move on Greg?
Make him go outside. There you go.
Travis is going to cover the inside of the racetrack. He's going to make Wade go around the outside.
Here is Festa up high. Cunningham in 2nd. Can Travis Gregg hold on at a turn 4? Here comes Bustle on the high side. And Cunningham can't quite get there. Half a car length, and Travis Gregg holds on, but a great effort by our points leader, Wade Cunningham. And Gregg will lead all but 1 lap. The Camden, Ohio ace and the Lucas Oil Products Sam Smith Motorsports team wins a race, but what a drive. Wade Cunningham finishing 2nd, driving for Brian Stewart. Chris Festa is 3rd, Jay Drake 4th, and Nick Bustle rounding out the top 5. When we come back, we'll talk to Travis Gregg and see how in the world he was able to hang on those last 2 laps. What a performance by Travis Gregg, the 26-year-old Camden, Ohio driver, somehow held him off. And how excited is he? Well, how about a flip? As the Travis Gregg heads to victory lane. Take a look at our unofficial results. Gregg, Cunningham, Festa, Drake, Bustle the top 5, Roth, Herb Simmons, Camara, and Leindock rounding out the top 10. All, of course, unofficial until the final Menards Infiniti Pro Series post-race inspection. Let's head down to Cameron, who's down in victory lane. Cameron?
Thanks, Doc. 2nd win. Oh, wait a minute. He's giving me the 1 second symbol. See, I think we're going to get the backflip. Travis Gregg becoming known for that. And Travis, congratulations. He's being sent around by the other people here and let him know that he is the victor. Travis, exciting day for you. Congratulations. Awesome. 2nd win on the series.
Yeah, starting from the pole, we knew we had a fast car. And I had my teammate Chris Festa working with me the whole way. Lucas Oil car was great. The Sam Smith Motorsports car was just awesome.
Right on. Were you surprised to see Festa try to make a move?
Yeah, it kind of worried me for a little bit, but I know, he's a competitor. He's going to try to get that first victory himself. So just excited.
And excited Travis Gregg. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Cameron. Travis Gregg now the new points leader, 4 points ahead of Wade Cunningham, 40 over Jaime Camara, and they're still awfully tight toward the top. Robbie Buell, your final thoughts.
Well, Wade Cunningham, another great performance, 2nd place finish. He's going to carry that momentum into Indy. And now also you saw the dominance of the Sam Schmidt cars finishing 1st and 3rd. So just we talked about at the top of the show.
Join us next, Indianapolis Motor Speedway Liberty Challenge, June 21st, 5 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2. For Robbie Buell, Cameron Steele, and our entire ESPN2 crew, I'm Jerry Punch, once again congratulating Travis Gregg on his 2nd win of the year. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. So long, everyone, from Texas Motor Speedway.